I find a lot of students, they tend to believe that we should cram. Try to study as much as you can the night before. I think they have this concept of the proximity effect, meaning that if I study the day before, I will be able to get all that material into my head. But you must remember one thing, that your mind cannot absorb so much at one go. You have to actually break it up into study blocks. So this is something that I've been learning. There's this guy called Daniel Tay. I've been learning from him on how to actually study better. And this is what I actually help with my students with. So one of the few things you can do when you're studying, when you're telling your child to study, is continual revision. So example, let's say I study a certain concept in kinematics, let's say. So you study that day, then you try to remember it 3 days later, 6 days later, 1 month later, and then 3 months later. So after some time, because you keep revising again and again and again, what happens is your mind has already kind of created a synapse in your mind, and it has created a connection. So, okay, when it comes to studying the night before, do you think it's a very good idea? For those who are here, maybe you can just comment, like, what are your let's say, what what do your children do? Do they do that a lot? Do they like study right at the end, or is it a continual revision? Maybe if you all mention, then I can give you all some tips. But this is something that I would mention for those parents where if you find that your child is always doing this before the exams, because I interact with a lot of parents, and a lot of parents tell me that what happens is this: the child actually just revises right before the exam, and they feel that is not right, which I totally agree with them. Because you see, if you are cramming right in the middle of the night, let's say you're awake till 4 or 5 o'clock, your exam is at about 8 o'clock, your mind is not able to rest. The main thing about studying is this: when you study all this material, your mind is encoding it. But when you sleep, what your mind does is it decodes it, and then it goes through different stages of getting the information to be in your head. But if your sleep is so short, like 3 4 hours, whatever you have studied is mainly pointless. Okay, one very big PSA I'll have to do is, number one, do not do TYS for the sake of it. Parents actually come to me and they say that, you know what, I need to get a kid to do TYS, but TYS is not exactly the best situation before the prelims. Yeah, you can do the TYS maybe nearer to the exams, like the O levels, but not right before the prelims, not right before the media. Other than that, also, memorizing school notes is a definite no-no. I mean, when it comes to physics and chemistry, it is not just memory. It's not about defining moment or defining work done. You need to know how to apply your concepts. And that's where it's very important to actually get your child to have targeted practice. And that's what we do at Ministry of Science. We actually have a database of questions to help your child to be able to answer questions that will be tested. And that's what we want. We don't want them to do questions that will not be tested and they're wasting their time. Writing your own notes. Now, writing your notes can be good, but it depends on how you write it. From what I see, a lot of students, what they do is this. In Sec 1 and 2, it kind of worked what they did. Like they will just write down chunks of information, and they'll highlight everywhere, which really defeats the purpose of highlighting. When you write your notes, what's very important? All right, welcome everybody. So today what we're actually going to do is we're going to run through on a few what papers. We're going to run through on Hawaii paper. So what I'm going to do is today just a little bit of a test. So I'll run through about 20 questions with you guys, and then we will have a Kahoot quiz at the end of it. So do remember to join, to keep remain to the end, because some of you tend to forget to stay in the end and then you lose out on that Kahoot quiz. So I'll just put that banner down, and this is the wrong banner, not supposed to be here. So anyway, for this Kahoot quiz, just keep in mind that what I want you guys to keep remember is to always put what you guys can do is this: when you're doing the question, right? Okay, let me get my thoughts together. So what I want you guys to do is this: when we are doing the question, put your answer in the comment. So you can put it in the Facebook comment or whatever platform that you're on. Remember, put it in the comments. So then, before I actually finish the question, you all can see if you're correct. So, example question one, you all can put in your comments, put the answer in the comment, and we will see if you're correct. Right? So, do try to do it as fast as possible because Facebook and StreamYard has a bit of a lag. So, I'll just run through 20 questions today and let's see how it goes. An alkaline gas is less dense than air, is very soluble in water. Which method is used to collect a dry sample? So if it's less than air, very dense, very soluble, we do not want it to go in water. So A is definitely out. If it's less dense than air, we don't want B because it will float. Most probably, I'll go with C, but keep in mind that you want a dry sample. So the reason why you want the dry sample, what it does is concentrated sulfuric will remove the gas, but keep in mind it's an alkaline gas. Alkaline gas. So you don't want concentrated because concentrated sulfuric will react. So for gas as an alkaline, which is most probably in your syllabus, it will be ammonia. It will be dried using calcium oxide. So the answer for those who are here, just remember to put in the chat. It's C, right? It's C. Now for the next one, the following describes three separations of various mixtures. Obtain pure ethanol from fermentation of glucose, solid sugar from sugar solution, obtaining silicon dioxide from a mixture of this. Now, if you want to get pure ethanol from a fermentation of glucose, this one is usually distillation because alcohol and glucose, they are soluble in water, so distillation. Solid sugar, we won't want evaporation because it'll break it up, so crystallization. Silicon dioxide is insoluble, just take note. Silver nitrate is soluble. So you go through filtration, yeah. So again, what I want you guys to do is that as I'm doing the question, right, try to mimic what the thought process is, and that's what will help you guys. Now, for question three, we have in the comment section here. So there is a comment section on Facebook. Remember to use it. So I'll put this question out. A solid W was tested as shown. What do you all think the answer is? So let me see if I can put the timer function. I remember this actually has a timer function. So let me put the timer function. Where's the timer? Okay, timer. Not exactly the fastest. Okay, so I won't put it 3 minutes. We just put 2 minutes, yeah? So I just put start. I don't know if you all can actually see this. So I'm just going to put the, okay, I don't know why it's not working. Thought it will work. Right, the timer function has decided not to work, so never mind. I will just cancel it. So what do you all think is the comment? What do you think is the answer for 3? Dilute nitric acid added, then barium nitrate. Nitric acid means that effervescence observed. So if there was carbonate ions, it will definitely be given off. So effervescence observed, I would say carbonate ions are present, possible. Barium nitrate gas forms white precipitate with lime water. So this definitely confirms that there is carbonate ion because gas forms white precipitate with lime water, which only indicates that you have carbonate ions. So therefore, answer is C. We can't confirm sulfate ions because there was no gas. They did say that white precipitate formed because of the barium nitrate, but instead they say gas forms where white precipitate with lime water. So that clearly tells you that it's carbonate. So just take note of that. Okay, if you're watching this on Facebook, on your Facebook profile, just remember to share it on your Facebook page, or you can give me a heart, give me a like, so that more people can actually come in. So that at the end, the Kahoot quiz, that will be fun because we just don't want to have 3 people trying to fight each other. It's not much, not that much, not very fun in that case. Now, cooling curve shows how the temperature of a gaseous substance changes with time as it is cooled. What is the state of substance at room temperature? Now, for those who are watching, right, I give you guys a moment. Tell me what do you think the room temperature is. So I'll just keep quiet for a while. I'll just wait for you guys to tell me what room temperature is. Go ahead and put it in the chat so that, okay, I realize that this doesn't show. Okay, maybe I need to remove this and present the whole screen. Where is this? I've not been doing this for so long that I've forgotten how to do this. Just a minute. Present. Oh, okay. I think I know what to do. All right. This is not working. So for question 4, right? What do you all think the room temperature is? I let you all think about it. Figure out what do you think is the room temperature. Okay, Facebook user, someone says a value. What about the rest? What about the rest? I let you guys try to figure that out. Okay. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, this will be better. Okay, so for this, as what I was explaining, so some of you have put one value. What about the rest? There are 5 of you here. Keep in mind that your room temperature is about 25. 25. 0 is here, 25 is here. So if this is gas, here be a mixture of liquid gas, then is liquid. So answer is liquid. So just take note of that. It's not that difficult, yeah? So always keep that in mind. Now, for the next question, 5. The rate of diffusion of ammonia gas and hydrogen gas was compared at 30 degrees and 40 degrees Celsius. Which of the following has the fastest rate of diffusion? So for the 7 of you who are here, go ahead, put what you think the answer is. Let me see if you guys are able to do this. So whatever you think it is, I put a timer clock. At least now the timer clock will work. Yes, finally we see that. Okay, so I'll give you all about a minute and let's go. So I'll give you all a moment to think about it. So it's 30 degrees and 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, we could have made it a lot smaller. So what do you all think? 30 degrees, okay. Angeline puts an answer. Good. Angeline, the rest, what do you all think? Can, Kaden. No worries. I don't feel. Yeah, but you should actually by right you won't know lah, Kaden. But I mean it's good to try. Okay, give you all a minute. Got 14. Facebook user says C. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so time's up. So basically, what will happen is we always look for the smaller molecule. So between hydrogen and ammonia, ammonia has an MR of 17, hydrogen has 2. Keep in mind, between these two, the one that will diffuse faster is the smaller MR. Other than that, if there's 30 and 40, we'll look at the higher temperature. So you take 40. So that's why it's hydrogen gas at 40. So Angeline, good job. Question, wait, that was 5, yeah, 5. Question 6, diagram below shows an atom of an isotope X. Which one of the following is, so when you talk about the isotope, it's an atom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 5 electrons. That means your proton should be 5 also. So just take note, if it's an atom, the number of protons, electrons must be the same. If anybody tells you anything else, they're wrong. So then you count the number here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 minus 5, you get 6. So your number of neutrons is 6. So answer is A. Simple as that. Yeah. So just take note on this. 7. The table shows some information about 4 substances labeled P to S. Which of these are compounds? Now keep in mind that compounds, right? So let's just read through it. It boils away, leaving a white residue. This one sounds a mixture because if you have a residue after boiling away, that means you had water and something else. So definitely it is a mixture. Burns in oxygen to form water and carbon dioxide. Possible because you have 2 different products, which is something a compound will do. Splits up by electricity to form a metal and gas. If it's electricity, it's definitely compound because that's a chemical method, not a physical method. Burns in air to form an oxide is the only product, which sounds like an element. So definitely answer is Q and R. Q and R. So answer is B, yeah. So just take note on that. Question 8. The structures of three substances J, K, and L are in room temperature. Which statement about the three statements is three substances is incorrect? All three are solids at room temperature and pressure. I would say K, maybe not. K and room temperature are represented because they look so orderly, right? I'm inclined to say that yes, it is. All three have no. K doesn't have high melting point. So straight away, that's your answer, now. B. Just take note. Question 9. Particle in the same electron arrangement is said to be isoelectronic. Basically, they are just telling you that the electronic structure is the same. Electronic structure. So if you look at magnesium chloride, right? Magnesium is 2A2, but once it's an ion is 2A. Chlorine, when it's an ion, is 287. So definitely not. Then sodium sulfide. Sodium is actually 281, but as an ion is 28. Sulfur is 2.6, but as an ion, it takes in another 2 electrons. So this will be isoelectronic. So answer is D. So just take note on that. Yeah. Okay, if you guys, when you're watching this, you have any questions or what, feel free to pop it in the chat. If you have anything to write on chemistry, even if you're a combined student or pure student, Sec 3 student, Sec 4 student, if you have any questions, let's use this platform to help you guys. Yeah. Now, if you look at this, so I've got 3 protons. So basically, J, when he loses the electron to be stable, is plus. Here you need 2 electrons to become stable. So W is 2 minus. So it'll be J2W. That'll be your chemical formula. How do I find the MR or the AR of this is just 4 plus 3, which is 7. AR of this is 16. So if I want to find the mass, right, I need to calculate the MR first. So I take 7 times 2 plus 16. So it's 30. So the mass will be 30. Because if you look at it, mass equals to mass over MR is mole. So if I want to get the mass, I just take mole times MR. So MR is 30 times 1, get 30 grams. Yeah. So you guys got questions, please ask. Okay, a compound X contains 15% sulfur and 15% oxygen by mass. What's the empirical formula? This type of questions, keep in mind that you should break it up into a table. That's important. So you write sulfur, oxygen. So I can just write percentage by mass. This will be 50. Oxygen is 50. Sulfur is 32. Oxygen is 16. So when I calculate, right, from this already, I can straight away tell what's going to be the answer. But let's try. So you got 1.5625. 50 divided by 16 is 3.125. So this is the mole. So simplest ratio then would be is you divide by the smallest number. Lor. So if I divide by the smallest number, it should be 1 to 2. So you get SO2. All right. Again, keep in mind this is actually a pure question. So for the combined students, don't worry about it. Chalk is a mixture of this. 23 grams of chalk reacted with excess hydrochloric acid and 5.42 dm3. Now, what I find a lot of students forget to do is this. They actually forget to write the answer. For Facebook user, you put B. Yes, good, Facebook user. I don't know what your name is. Maybe you could change your Facebook user. Chalk is a mixture of calcium carbonate. Now, in this question, what you want to do is you want to write a chemical equation. So sometimes they will not write the chemical equation. You have to do it on your own. Then I will use the carbon dioxide to find the pure calcium carbonate. So I'll calculate the number of moles of carbon dioxide. Number of moles of carbon dioxide will be 5.42 over 24. Okay, values are not very nice. And it will be 0.225833. 2583 mole. Then I'll do by mole ratio. By mole ratio, I will take is carbon dioxide to CaCO3, which is 1 to 1, 0.22583 0.22583 to 0.22583. Then if I want to get the mass of pure calcium carbonate, I take 0.22583 times 40 plus 12 plus 16 times 3. Times 0.22583 is 22.583. So if you want to find the percentage purity, right? Percentage purity, what I will do is I'll put 22.583 over 23.0 times 100%. And then you calculate. So 22.583 divided by 23 times 100% will be 98.187, round off 98.2. So our answer is D. Okay, so again, what I want you to take away from this question is this. There are a lot of you, when you look at this, right, you will just take like, usually you just take one value over the other, but there's a lot more to the question than what meets the eye. So just take note on this. Question 13. Let's see. So you have this, you got all the solutions which are following. So actually this one is a trick question and you can do it really fast. For electrolysis, right, just take note that aluminium nitrate, you have aluminium and hydrogen. Hydrogen will be the one that will be discharged. So straight away, aluminium, none of it will be discharged. So straight away, your answer is just A. I don't even need to calculate the rest. Straight away, I know that aluminium is 0. So some of your friends will be like, wow, they'll be busy trying to calculate everything. But what's the fact you know that aluminium nitrate, you got aluminium and hydrogen will be discharged. No aluminium will be discharged. So your mass of aluminium should be 0. So just try, remember when you do the question, right, it's about doing it smart. It's not about putting in a lot of effort and then you realize, hey, you're just wasting time. Because at the end of the day, you only have what, maybe 40 minutes to really complete. I think you all have 1 hour for paper 1, but you must keep in mind that you guys will be panicking and you don't want that to be a situation. So try to work smart instead of working hard, because working hard doesn't really pay off sometimes. The diagram shows the electrolysis of copper 2 nitrate. So what's the reading? Now, this is what I call electroplating setup. If you got copper at the cathode, then it should increase. So what is the electronic balance change during electrolysis? So actually, if you think about it, right, let's see. The diagram shows electrolysis of equals copper 2 nitrate using copper electrodes. Let's just check the answer for 40. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because you see, this is actually quite a smart question. If you look at 14, right, this is what I call electroplating, and all the copper here will ionize, while copper from the solution will get discharged. So that means there is no change in mass in this setup. Because a lot of you will think, oh, the mass, the copper, the cathode should be increasing in weight. But you must keep in mind that the electronic balance is measuring the whole setup. So the mass actually will remain the same because there is no gas being given off. So important point to take note. Okay, a student set up 3 different electrochemical cells containing 2 of the metals. The table shows the voltages. So which are following correct order? So usually remember that the positive terminal is usually the less reactive. So if Y is the less, so Z is more reactive than Y. Y is more reactive than W, and Z is more reactive than W. Here is 2.70. Here is 1.10. So if I were to arrange the metals, right, anyway, it's already written here, lah. Because if you look at it, Z and Y is here. So which of is the correct order of reactivity? Z should be the most reactive, then Y, then W. Z, Y, W. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Okay, let's see this question. A student wrote the following statement wrongly. The temperature of molecules increase during an exothermic reaction. The products have less energy than the reactants. The products have less energy than the reactants. So which of the following shows the correct statement? Temperature of molecules decreases, increases. Yeah, you must remember that When you talk about exothermic and endothermic, we're actually talking about the temperature of surrounding. So yes, in a way, when you read this question, you'll be thinking to yourself, yeah, actually it makes sense, right? The temperature should be increasing. But you must remember that exothermic means temperature of surrounding increases. So A and B is out. We're actually looking at D. Temperature of surrounding increases, and the products have less energy for D. Okay, for question 17, diagram of the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So you have all of this. Electrons will flow from the cathode to the anode. So your cathode, you must remember, is taking in electrons. The anode is giving away electrons. So flow from the cathode to the anode. Doesn't make sense because from what I see, it is actually from the anode to the cathode. Yeah, so one is out. Electricity is used to generate hydrogen and oxygen. Actually, not true. You're actually using hydrogen and oxygen to generate electricity. Undergo, yes, they do go because this is, if you bring your +4 electrons, is losing electrons, so it's reduced. Here is gaining electrons, so that's a redox reaction. Negative and yes, so 3 and 4, D, right? Okay, for question 18. Liquid X reacts with solid Y to form a gas, which shows the method for investigating. Okay, I give you guys, again, we try. I give you a minute to try this out. You guys put what you think the comments, what you think the answer is. I'll let you guys try it out. Whatever you think the answer is, go ahead, put it in the chat. Let's see how you guys do it. Okay, Vijayan, you put the answer C. Okay, the rest? Angeline, okay. Facebook user D, alright. And suddenly changes to C, okay. Okay, so just take note that basically what will happen is, yes, I will go with what you all said. I'll go with 2 being cotton wool because you want the gas to escape. If you have a stopper, gas cannot escape. And 3 has a gas range, so 2 and 3. So for those who wrote 18, C correct. Now, student investigates the rate of reaction and which change explains the difference between P and Q. So you see that if you add a catalyst in P, the gradient should be steeper, but it's not. So that's out. High temperature, no, it should be a colder because the gradient of P is actually lower than Q. Lower concentration, no, because it's a steeper gradient, so it's higher concentration. Smaller pieces of marble chips, yes. Smaller pieces, okay, for those who are online, right? What do you think smaller pieces mean? Is it a higher surface area? Can comment SA or temperature for T? So do you all think it's a higher surface area SA or temperature if it's smaller pieces of marble chips? So Angeline say higher. But I mean SA or temperature, which one? Is it SA or T? So the bubble chip just means higher surface area. So answer is D. All right, D. So it's surface area, yeah. Now we do this last question, and we will go into the what do you call the Kahoot that I promised you guys. So, and I'll give you all some instructions also, so that you all don't get too excited and then forget to give me your details because I would need to mail you the $10 popular voucher. If you are a student, a current student, I'll just pass it to you live, like in class or what. So, sulfuric acid being an oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent just means the substance is being reduced. So, sulfuric, right? H2SO4, just take note. S is +6. Yeah, here is +6, so no change. Here is +6, no change. Here, S is +4. Here is +6. So, here is actually being oxidized. Oxidized, so it's out, eh? Like that, everything cannot. That's weird. Okay. If you look at here is plus 6, here is plus 4. It is being reduced. So anything with 4 is definitely an answer. So let's just look at 1 and 2 again because something doesn't quite match up. Now, if you look at 1, 1 and 2. Now, actually, if you look at 1, right, it cannot be 1 because 1 is a redox reaction. Redox A is a neutralization reaction, and neutralization reaction are non-redox. So keep that in mind. So it will definitely be 2 and your 4. So 2 and 4, the answer is D. Now, as I promised you guys, we will be doing we will start on the question. So let me just remove this for a while and we will start. So if you got any friends who, what do you call, who would like to join the Kahoot quiz, because it'll be more fun when there are more people. So if you have any friends that would like to join the Kahoot quiz, do get them to join in because I think they will have a blast. So let me just get everything ready for you guys so that you guys will not be bored. Okay, so yes, let me add to the stream and let me unmute it. So you guys can just join in. There will be a bit of lag. So if I were you guys, try to make sure that you are right next to your Wi-Fi because that really helps a lot from past TikTok lives that I've done. Okay, so just go ahead, try to do that, and we'll be joining, we'll be starting soon. So once I have at least 5 people, I'll start already. Okay, we shall be starting soon. So I'll just give you guys last 1 minute. Once it's 10:07, we shall be beginning. All right. We, okay, let's just begin then. Whatever you all think the answers are, go ahead. So particles with the same electron arrangement are said to be isoelectronic. Which compound is isoelectronic? This I kind of actually covered it during the session just now. Okay, only two answer this question. It'll be calcium chloride. Because if you look at calcium, it's 288. What you'll lose the last two electrons. But chlorine is 287. So it'll be 288, 287. So just take note of that, yeah. Okay, no one answered. So this one, let's see what you guys do. The rate of diffusion of ammonia and hydrogen was compared to 30 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. Which has the highest rate of diffusion? Highest rate of diffusion. And yes, hydrogen at 40 degrees Celsius. So I think that was a no-brainer. All right. Angeline, great. What's the reducing agent in the blast furnace? It is metals. Let you all figure it out. So keep in mind for blast furnace, it will actually be carbon monoxide. It's always carbon monoxide, yeah? Okay, Angeline. What's the oxidation state of sulfur in H2SO4? What do you all think? Is it class 6, class 2, class 4, or class 5? What do you all think? And actually, it's class 6. So just take note that H2SO4, how do you do it is very simply okay, so that doesn't work. So H2SO4 sulfur is plus 6. So you need to use your oxidation state. So just take note of that. Okay. And the last question, what is the catalyst used in the Haber process? In the Haber process. Aluminum oxide, iron, vanadium oxide, or vanadium. So let's see. So again, keep in mind it'll be iron. For those who have studied Haber process, remember it's iron itself. All right. So third place is I don't know who is this? A. I'm guessing this kid. For first position, I think it's Angeline. Okay, for Angeline, right? What I need you to do is this. I'm not sure who you are exactly, so I think you're the parent. So maybe what you can do is, for Angeline, right? You can just message me on. So okay, let me just put my number. You can just WhatsApp me 96451497. WhatsApp me your mailing details. Your mailing details. So for Angeline, right? I've already put it in the comment section. That's my number. WhatsApp me your mailing address. I will mail out the $10 popular voucher next week or tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow itself. For next week, we will be doing. I will actually start on a Sec 3 paper, a Sec 3 pure chem paper. So stay tuned. For those who are even Sec 4 students, you can actually join in. It'll be good revision for you guys. So keep in mind that next week I'll be doing the Sec 3 pure chem paper. Okay, so you guys take care. Have a great night ahead. Do sleep early because when you sleep early, you're better rested the next day. You can take on the next day better. So you take care. Have a great day ahead. Bye.